Alright, welcome to the Blasphemy Cast, everybody, where we say everything but we have everybody every episode. God damn it, what is wrong with this? I'm Craig, the tortured editor. They seriously won't let me leave.
I'm Dev, and we are so excited to have good friend of the Blasphemy Podcast, good friend of me, Dev, with us today.
Xander Arnott. What's going on, Dev? How's it going, Craig? Thanks for having me.
Hit the Xander alarm,
Alright, Craig,
this is where I talk, right?
Yeah. We this is the show where we talk about stuff.
Blasphemy and stuff.
Yeah, blasphemy is
I like that tagline. That's the first time I think I've heard that. That's good.
I think blasphemy is kind of just like an open term to like what we talk about, because it's like everybody's got their own, like I think if you listen to like the past episodes, the opinions are pretty diverse on here. We don't have Rusty with us. Yeah, we don't have Rusty with us today, but he's usually in our hot seat. He's got like hot takes.
No,
and
his takes are terrible.
Yeah, and like Jordan could rant on for like in like the last episode we did like a bunch of Power Rangers talking.
Right.
Yeah, that man went on for like 30 minutes at one point, like just by himself about like
best.
The continuity of Power Rangers, and we had to just like cut all of it out.
What continuity?
Yeah, I mean, like Sugo was here and he was like trying to explain to J2B. He was like, no, I mean, you watch them give the power down at the end of every, like, series. But J2 was like, no, they take place in, like, different universes and stuff. And I was like, is that true? Do you know if that's true?
I did a lot of research for that part because I was forced to listen to that speech for hours while editing. That's why I skipped it. I was so angry. I was like, I'm not listening to this. Skip it. I'm done. Fast forward. It was like, giving the power down. But in the new continuity, or new shows, they're doing some multiverse bullcrap. So
okay,
he was technically right, but like I don't care.
But I mean, like I know the comics are like a multiverse thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't even make sense to me anymore. I mean, it does, but
yeah, I don't want to get into Power Rangers continuity.
What you want to get? You don't want to talk about Power Rangers? Like, I don't know enough.
Yeah, I would love to talk about Power Rangers. We talked about Power Rangers for like a good hour and a half in the last episode. To be quite honest.
Yeah, we were pretty thorough with it.
We went like deep on Power Rangers, and it was like not even like the intention. Like I had like a whole other like little thing planned about like what I wanted to talk about, and we just kind of were like, let's pay respects to Jason David Frank, and then like that just like boom, hour and a half talk about Power Rangers, and I was like, okay, we'll talk about this stuff later, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, things
I was like, never mind. No harm, no foul. I love talking about Power Rangers. Xander, if you want to talk about Power Rangers, we can.
There's very little I can talk about. I feel like I haven't seen even like my favorite version in forever. I think I recently watched the live action one that they did. That was the more recent one they did with.
I was gonna say they're all live action.
Yeah, I was sorry. The major motion picture. Movie they
with
did.
Kanye West.
Yeah. Oh, was that what that was? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sing because YouTube might get me, but
yeah. No, I wanted to talk DC today. There's been a lot of DC stuff thrown around on
James Gunn.
social media. I wanted to talk DC. I saw that they are possibly still going through with this. This was like in plans like a while ago, but I read this last night that DC's answer to Into the Spider-Verse is a Batman Beyond animated film.
I keep seeing that, over the years, and I think that might just be a rumor at this point because, like, there'd be a lot. I would love that. First of all,
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing. Yeah. Like, there's been so many times I've sat and thought, like, oh man, this would work so good in that animated style.
Yes.
You
did a drawing over for your Instagram, or like a series of them, kind of like in that style, right?
Yeah, trying to kick in those halftones and those lines and like that rim lighting style.
Yeah. You did Terry McGinnis kind of like in that.
I tried to mimic like a faux 3D style. I could do it better now, I think. But yeah, I was going for it. I was like, what would this look like?
Listen, man, you hit the nail on the head. I'm just gonna say it. It's dope. All your Batman Beyond stuff is so dope. I literally get like ooh ah ee. Like every time it comes up, every time it comes up on my feed, I'm like, nice.
Yeah,
if I could just like draw Batman Beyond like all day, I probably would do that, but I can't. It's not allowed.
Let's James Gunn, you hear him?
Yeah,
you hear him? Get him on this Into the Spider-Verse Batman Beyond movie.
Come on, Jimmy.
I will. I promise I will. I'll just rob
right?
to keep the money. I mean,
what? Who do you think would be okay? So what do you imagine would be like a good? Because they have to revamp, the story. There's so much, Batman story and characters that have been added since the Batman Beyond stuff has come to fruition. Damian, stuff like that. What do you think, like Red Hood even, you know what I mean? Like that wasn't a thing when Batman Beyond was around. They were just like, Jason died. Like,
right.
Like Jason's dead.
Something like I really appreciate their approach to Batman Beyond because like they were very into let's make new characters and kind of like twist them in like a way that you haven't seen them before and like give them this like future spin. So like it would be interesting to see like how they kind of have like ghosts from the past, like they did Bane and stuff like that, kind of show up again, right? It would be interesting to see how they do it. I don't know how they would.
I would love a story that it's like. I think we could still have Terry. Like it's still Terry. You know what I mean? Some people were like, some people were like, it would be Damian. Damian would be Batman Beyond.
Damian Wayne sucks. Sorry, I just had to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do people like Damian? Like, I feel like so many people.
I like Damian as Robin. I'll say I've been watching. I don't know, like if this is like. What I've been doing, my friend said it's the start of my like YouTube movie review career. I've just been watching every DC animated film that's like available to me on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, I played the interactive Death in the Family thing recently. That was really fun. That was really fun.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
It's really good.
Does it play on HBO Max like well?
I don't think I've played on HBO Max. I found like the Blu-ray of it.
Oh,
so I just popped it in, and it looks like it's just chopped up segments from like the movie, and then they added other alternative endings, and like you pick some options. You're like that makes sense to do, and it completely like hard left turns, and like something terrible happens, and you're like, okay, well now I got to play the other one, and there's really no winning. It's really interesting.
Yeah, there's an ending in that one that's like very like, huh? I don't want to say it because Dev, I want you to watch it, but like, like what the hell is?
Because I saw it is on HBO Max, but I was like, how would they do it? I was like, how would I
PlayStation?
Do I get my PlayStation controller and just like you know.
I was skeptical because like I remember playing like interactive like bonus features on a DVD where they try something like that. And I'm like, this is like not fun. But I played this version. And I was like, okay, this is like this type of thing done really well. The animation is awesome, of course. So that just helps sell everything.
Yeah, is Jensen Ackles still?
Yeah, I think so. Oh wait,
oh my gosh. Well, speaking of Jensen Ackles, talking about Batman, there's like a certain like line. It's like I think they're like current quote unquote continuity of the animated films, which I really hope James Gunn allows them to continue to do as his quote unquote like Elseworlds.
Yeah.
But it's like Superman, Man of Tomorrow, Batman, The Long Halloween Part 1 and 2. They just did Legion of Superheroes.
I saw that.
And they're all very good. The only one I don't really like is the Green Lantern one. But that's just because the ending felt like a slap in the face.
What, the Emerald something?
No. It's called like Green Lantern, like Beware My Power.
Oh, I'm thinking something else. Never mind.
Yeah, that's Emerald Knights is like an older one.
I must be thinking the name. Never mind.
Yeah, but like those are all like super good. I would love to see a Batman Beyond done with like that style.
I remember they were doing like a series of like anthology vignettes based on like the DC animated universe a while ago.
Yeah,
this must have been years ago, and I think they did a Batman Beyond one. And I was like, oh,
where he like fought,
do it.
he fought like the vestiges of like the old Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was great.
And he teamed up with like Old Man Bruce, and he was like, that was the only one, right? And he was like, no, I've wore a few costumes over the couple of years, and then like all of the old ones start showing up.
Oh my god.
It was really good.
They did a Batman, I think it was a part of the same thing actually, where they did like kind of like an anime Batman, and he fought like Bane, who was like he pulled like a cart or something. Catwoman was in it.
That was a whole movie, I think they did. Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Batman Ninja.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, I was like,
that movie was okay. That movie was all right.
I hate it.
Did you really hate Batman Ninja? Let's talk about Batman Ninja.
Let me rephrase.
Really hate it?
Hate it, but like it was so upsetting. I'm just like, oh, like I don't feel strongly enough to like it, so I'm just gonna say I hate it because of how disappointing it was. Like
I thought it was interesting.
That's a good way. That's a nice way to put it.
It was directed by the director of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I know, but like it's just any insert Marvel, DC character, whatever, going back in time and then having the whole genre being that time period is cool.
Yeah.
But like I just wish it was Batman who just raised in ninja times. That's what the advertising showed us.
Yeah, like Gotham by Gaslight. You know what I mean? Like it's just Batman who exists in Jack the Ripper's little.
Yeah,
because that's what you would hope.
Yeah. Because like he goes back in time and he's like, "Where is my modern technology? We can't pollute the time stream." But that's what I'm saying. Going back on, there was that little animation that they did around the same time that they did that Batman Beyond one, where that's like what it is. You know what I mean?
Was that kind of like the test, like almost like a pilot for that concept? You think?
Could have been. Because I know what Devin's on about.
If it was a pilot for Batman Ninja, then the studio interfered like to a great extent in changing that, because it was so like he had like kind of like crazy, kind of like anime powers and stuff, like, and like I don't know, it was really dope. And he had like how his mask looked and stuff. I just remember being so smitten with that kind of concept. But they've done it. Like I said, Gotham by Gaslight. That's just Batman who lives in, like, London or wherever Jack the Ripper is from.
Soho kind of thing. Or like what was it called? Superman or like Red Sun. Like that's Superman.
Yeah, like it's just like that's just where they're from.
Yeah, so when it's just a time travel, like I love time travel. I'm a stereotypical British person. I love Doctor Who, but like, come on, I'm just sick of it with the whole comics thing because it's always the same thing, and I'm tired of it.
I do like when they try like pairing Batman with like famous like other famous characters from pop culture. It's like a thing at this point, obviously, but I think
like
Batman's a good character to drop into any world like that.
Like Bugs Bunny.
Right.
Yeah.
Space Jam 2, baby, let's go.
Yeah, this is exactly the reference you were bringing up, is when Batman and Bugs Bunny have teamed up before.
Right.
Like Batman and the Ninja Turtles,
right, exactly.
Which is so good.
Yeah. I watched several scenes of that. I need to sit down and watch the whole thing, but I was like, this is impressive. This is amazing how well
I freaking love the movie, and I do have all 3 like volumes of the comics.
I love how they're drawn in the animated version.
Me
Batman
too.
can go here and there, but the turtles is like they're drawn like perfectly in that.
Yes, I completely agree. And I love, there's a scene where they're like in the sewer going to the Batcave, because this is, I'm gonna pull up my glasses, or push up my glasses. In the comics, their universe is the Ninja Turtles have traveled in the first volume. The Ninja Turtles have traveled to the DC universe through a fight between Krang and like the Shredder and stuff. He sends
something
them.
That was straight out of the '80s cartoon, like that could happen.
Yeah, in the comics, they get sent to the DC universe and end up in what is like, they compare it to like New York City in our universe is Gotham in this universe.
Interesting. They just kind of swap places.
Yeah. So, but they're on like a time limit, right? The Turtles can't be in the DC universe too long because mutagen doesn't exist in the DC universe.
So it's like a kind of Back to the Future scenario where they're kind of like withering away.
Yes, they're reverting back to just being something that it does exist in the DC universe, which is normal turtles.
Or like Killer Croc, like, I don't know, like...
Yeah, they're just normal turtles. Like, they're like, we won't die, we'll just be normal. Like, we'll just be regular old... Yeah, what could suck more? We're pizza-eating teenage Ninja Turtles. What could suck more? I could never play a video game ever again.
Right.
The
horror. Yeah, but I could be a turtle onlooking, knowing that I was once able to do that. But anyways, they're on a time limit, right? In the second volume of the comics, Batman goes to their universe. So no harm, no foul. Nothing. And then in the third one, their universe is like somehow, I didn't finish it. I need to. Their universes like somehow collide and like their timelines like merge together. But Batman is like somehow aware that this timeline is like not the real. Like, he's like, there was once a time where like we were 2 different people, like Batman is still Batman, but Leonardo is Nightwing, Raphael is Red Hood.
This is in the comics.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, that's kind of crazy. I kind of like that. That's unique.
It's kind of neat. They have cool little Ninja Turtle, Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin.
It's actually perfect. It even goes with their bandanas. Masks.
Yeah. And then, but in the movie, the movie is like an adaptation of the first volume, for sure. But I'm trying to like piece together what I'm trying to say about it. The first it's an adaptation of the first volume, but there's no like separate universes. Like the turtles they're like, oh no, the Foot have broken into a thing at Gotham. We have to stop them. We drove all the way here from New York in our car and to Gotham, and we have to stop the Foot. And Batman is obviously the protector of Gotham, so he starts getting into their hijinks and stuff.
Right. I like how like when they first meet, he just like kicks their ass. It's like,
yeah, he just beats the shit out of them.
Yeah, they're like, what?
Yeah.
It's interesting they chose like the blue suit for him. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it was very in the comics he does not look like that. I thought it was like such an interesting, like it took a minute to grow on me, but like I do like it. You know, like
it's very like Scooby-Doo meets Batman. Scooby-Doo meets Batman or Robin vibe.
Yeah. It's fun. You know, I liked it. So the movie was really good. It ends on like a note that I was like, they could make another one. I guess they're just not. I feel like it would have been announced by now.
I feel like Turtles does have like bizarre crossovers, and they kind of just like one and done those usually.
They cross over with they're in their second crossover with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, I revoke that statement.
Bringing it back. They are about to do a comic they're on their comic with the second with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then the next one that they're doing is Street Fighter. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Street Fighter comic.
Okay.
So I doubt I'll be reading the Street Fighter one. I just have no interest.
We won't be reading. Yeah,
yeah. So not because like, oh, I hate Street Fighter. Their stories suck or whatever. It's just
we got him.
It's like I don't care.
Got him. Nah, I'm playing.
Like you can't put the Ninja Turtles in it and then be like, no, dude, I have to read this. Like that only happens when it's like the Ninja Turtles and Batman or the Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Like, oh shit, I've got to read this.
Right.
But
I'm
yeah,
not familiar enough with the characters in Street Fighter anyway to find it interesting. I think that's kind of what you're saying. It's like unless you're into that world, you're not going to be like.
Yeah.
Check out just for them, yeah.
There is somebody out there who's super hyped for it.
Sure. Oh yeah, of course.
And no disrespect for them, it's just not me.
Yeah. Shout out to you, person out there.
Yeah. Where's my
very mad disrespect? Sorry, go ahead.
Can we get like I don't know, the Ninja Turtles travel into the future and work with Batman Beyond? Dude, they did TMNT Back to the Sewers. It can totally work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fast forward.
That's right. Fast forward. I completely skipped fast forward and just immediately said back to the
You went back to the sewers like
Oh, shame on me. I wasn't watching 4Kids television like that. No, I was.
That was where I was at. I was only at 4Kids. I didn't have cable.
Yeah, that's where it was, bro. But no, fast forward. They did fast forward. We could get Batman Beyond versus. That's what it's called. The movie is called Batman Beyond. Or shit, Batman versus the TMNT. But like, Batman Beyond versus the TMNT. Fast forward.
I think it's funny. They would like. I feel like Terry would just think that they were splicers again or something, and it would be like a problem.
Like,
yeah, and he would like, and then like. This Batman, this Bruce could be like aware of them, and he's like, no.
I met them before. It's like, oh,
yeah,
shoot.
Yeah, like I met them before, and he's like, and you like didn't like get rid of him.
Yeah.
And he was like, I feel like that. How old is Terry?
Like
he's like disturbingly young. I feel
16, I think.
15.
60.
Yeah, dude is buff.
60, yeah, no. Bro, he has those Bruce Wayne genetics. Literally, it's not fair.
True.
Yeah,
I'm looking
he's
this
16.
Terry
I'm
McGinnis.
16.
I bet he was 16 in the show because he goes to school, like high school.
Damn.
And he has like
I
a
could see him. I could see him rolling up on the turtles and being like, "Don't you have a birthday party to go to?" And then like using the the rocket boots.
Dude,
and, like,
Terry that means Terry's born this year.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he is born 2022 or 2023. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday, Terry McGinnis.
Sir, I gotta become Static Shock now. That's why I'm growing the hair out. I'm the best hero in my time.
Yes,
Don't worry
let's
about
get
it.
a Static Shock movie.
Oh yeah, no, we
please.
need one of those. Yeah, I want Static Shock back, please.
That would be, if they were really looking for like a good answer to, if DC was looking for an answer to Into the Spider-Verse, I think Static Shock could be it.
I love that show with a fiery passion, bro. I don't care who they cast. I gotta be in that cinema.
Don't get me wrong. I want that freaking crazy animated Batman Beyond movie. Like, I want it over being a live action film. I have no shame in saying that.
That's.
I feel like, I don't know how I would feel about them trying to make Batman Beyond like big. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. It would be weird to see them try and do that. Like,
yeah,
people that don't know about Batman Beyond are like, what? Like, and they missed the boat already. So like, trying to get them up to speed on like why it's cool and like you had to be there kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, you had to grow up with it because it becoming like a mainstream thing would just be so weird and low-key annoying. Like,
agreed.
I don't know. Because people being like, what the hell? Where's Jason Todd? Or where's X, Y, and Z? Why weren't they Batman? Like, I'd cry.
Yeah, it would just like stop being fun after like 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
I'm just like, stop
All
asking
right.
questions.
Then,
You'll figure it out. Or not.
Then, getting back to the straight to DVD, Man of Tomorrow, Batman Long Halloween. That's looking more plausible.
That's doable. I mean, Will Friedle, is that the voice actor who plays Terry? Yeah, he's still doing stuff. I mean, he could. I don't know.
Jensen Ackles is Batman.
Yeah, unfortunate. Like, it would be a very like unfortunate timing kind of situation. Like, I feel like they should wait a few years, but like either way, I think it would be great to see that.
Unless they just get a new Terry McGinnis voice.
Hell no.
Nah.
I don't think I have the heart to see it. I'm sorry.
I'm right there with you, Craig. I don't know. It's like so nostalgic, but like they could do it. I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it's a new universe, anyways.
So you're on the like new 52, brand new Batman Beyond.
Well, it's Jensen Ackles as Batman, right? So like theoretically, like you can still give Will Friedle work. You can have him in it. Like he just wouldn't be Terry McGinnis. You know what I mean? It's like getting Adam West to play the mayor in the town that in the cartoon, the Batman, he's like the commissioner or something. It's Adam West, but you don't have Adam West as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
that's true. You could do that.
That's fair. Like, I'm not gonna emote, you know, I would still happily take it regardless. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm starving. I need to start.
Yeah. I love that animation and art style as well. It is like, it's so freaking good.
The soundtrack for Batman Beyond. It's so like the punk rock funk is so the techno music goes crazy. I love it.
Could we get No, I don't think it would work. Who would you want to see direct that movie? This is the question I'll ask, and I'll give you guys my answer. Who would you want to see direct that movie?
I really don't even know if I could I gotta think about that for a minute. That's a loaded.
Yeah, I don't.
They have to get it right.
Yeah.
What? Get it?
They'd have to get because I wanted I could say Matt Reeves. The answer's no, but I don't want him having the same tone as the Batman. That's not it.
Think kind of like animated feature. Like it's an hour and a half Batman Beyond animated movie.
You know what sucks is Bruce Timm. Yeah, I would want someone that worked on like a Love, Death and Robots, like someone that really understood animation. Like I kind of want a no name for it, to be honest.
Okay.
that would be preferable in my opinion. Because none of the directors that come to mind, besides the brothers, their name is lacking right now, that write the screenplay for and direct Spider-Verse. Like they do such a good job. Lord and Miller, they do such a good job with that. They get the heart of it right. I don't know. I feel like Batman Beyond would be a lot of spectacle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Batman Beyond is super special. I wouldn't put it in the hands of any like known director kind of thing. I don't trust any of them.
None of them? What if I give you my what if I tell you my answer? Because I have an answer.
Let's see.
All right.
They're the director, but it's not their art style. It's just like they direct the film, right? Are you ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
Genndy Tartakovsky.
Oh my god.
We can do that? Wait, we're allowed to do that?
Yeah, my answer is Genndy Tartakovsky.
In Hotel Transylvania, he technically has done movies, yeah, and like Samurai Jack, you know, showing the world.
Yeah, think about his direction style for Samurai Jack, and then like apply that on top of like an Into the Spider-Verse-esque Neo Gotham Batman Beyond film.
Take my money.
He's never touched Batman before, has he? He's never done anything like that.
I don't think so. But I think he's perfect for it. Like, I listened to at Fan Expo New Orleans, I was listening to James Arnold Taylor talk about working on the Clone Wars with Genndy Tartakovsky, and he was like, those were really great days working, because he was like, I'd come to work, I'd say, Anakin, stop. And then that was kind of it. That was all I really had to do, because Genndy's show is so like quiet,
centered. Yeah, English.
Yeah, animation centered, but like story driven. Like he knows how to direct that animation. You know what I mean? Like in a way that it's like, even if there's no dialogue or whatever, he's still got that vision like down. Like, I'm going to show you what I want you to see.
Yeah, like,
I would definitely like love a Bruce Timm, Glenn Murakami like return to form kind of thing. It almost makes me think when you're talking about Genndy Tartakovsky in context of Batman Beyond, I feel like he works really well in like TV, like 22 minutes, 30. When I think about Batman Beyond, I think of like a Monster of the Week. I think of like a very like short-lived conflict. It's hard for me to imagine what they would do for Batman Beyond that would work in a movie form. And then I think about Gendy's skill set. I'm like, oh, I would just love this to be like a short, you know, like a spotlight on a moment.
I would also be cool. I mean, going back on Matt Reeves' Batman, I felt, how long was that? Do we know the runtime of Matt Reeves' Batman?
2 to 3 hours. I love this. I love long movies.
That's a long time to spend with the Riddler. No. That's a long time to spend with the Riddler. So like, give me an hour 20 and give me Genndy Tartakovsky long bits of silence. You have like the cloaking mechanic. Like Terry's got to be like quiet and stuff. Yeah. The idea of teaching Terry to be Batman under the guise, because like theoretically Genndy would have to create a Batman that has been living in Gotham for years. You know what I mean? We would have to see him passing on like this is how I did Batman, and we just have to accept that no matter how it's presented to us, and learn that Terry is not going to be that. So we're seeing him form a new Batman while having to invent the original. You know what I mean?
Like redefine what Batman means in his context. For himself. Yeah. Because especially when I think of like the scenes from the show where he's like fighting Shreve, I think of Genndy Tartakovsky all the time, because it's just sound effects of like the footsteps on the ground and like just the machinery kind of moving and stuff. That's so, it like overlaps into my like my love of like the Cartoon Network animation era, you know. It's perfect.
Speaking of Cartoon Network era animation, you do a little bit of animating.
A little
right?
bit, a hair, yeah, here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So, animation is really hard.
Yeah.
It's rough. I'm totally self-taught, and I started working in Photoshop. That's a pretty good, like, just pick it up and do it kind of software to start working with. Then I moved to Harmony and things got really insane. I love animation.
I'm not familiar with Harmony at all.
Neither am I.
Yeah, it's like on their website they'll show you like the projects that have used it. It's like Rick and Morty used it for a long time. It's like a big like TV studio animation software. There's a lot of different, especially if you have like an upgraded version of the software, you can do like bones and I'm forgetting like a lot of the terminology right now, but like you can basically do a really advanced animation techniques that kind of like help smooth the process along. But it's just really hard to manage a project as one person because you're doing so much of like watching the same thing back, making sure the movement's right, and there are some really talented people out there. I'm coming to find that comics feels really manageable. So
yeah, totally. We've talked about comics here and there. I send Xander some of my pages. We've talked about like storyboarding out pages and stuff, and strengthening poses and whatnot. And it's comics feel so just like easy, approachable. That's I don't want to say easy is a good word, because like nothing you do should be easy, you know what I mean?
Right. I apply like an unreasonable amount of pressure on myself to make sure that the comic like feels good to read, and just by looking at it at a glance. I'm very much like the kind of person that goes to a comic book store and like the story is great, but like for me, like that's secondary to the reason I'd actually pick it up. Like I would buy it just because the artwork looks good. And like obviously it's the merriment of the two. I also think that comics is like a super the format has been exploited a little bit, I think, here and there, and this is like a super hot take. That's why we're on this podcast, right? Like,
yes, blasphemy.
It's very hard unless you're there to pick up an issue every single week to feel like you've gotten like a good chunk of story, especially if you're following someone like Batman or whatever. Like I pick up an issue and I'm like, what's going on here? Like I have no context, but I'll pick this up, like whatever, you know what I mean? Unless you pick up like one of like the bound published, like here's the whole arc kind of thing, and I do that a lot, but
yeah, I like doing that. I buy in compendiums. My bookshelf is just filled with compendiums. I mean, it's also filled with like manga, but even that is hard to find. Like Full Metal Alchemist, I love Full Metal Alchemist, so I have like the 3-in-1 books. But even that is, pretty much a full shelf, just by themselves. So it's like, it's hard to keep up with comics, but I think that's what makes things like Webtoon and stuff like so popular. And even like people like DC, I don't know if Marvel is, I don't know if they do, but they're on Webtoon. They have like a Red Hood and the Outlaws series going on like right now on Webtoon or something.
Yes, they also have like a Bat Family thing I was following for a little bit just because I was curious to see how they would do it. Webtoon's definitely like making all this stuff really accessible. Sorry, Greg, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say a lot of like slice of life stuff on there.
Yeah, for like sure. Something more casual.
Yeah. Just
I want action. I don't want slice of life. I want villain of the week.
I think they definitely understand their demographic then if they're on Webtoon making slice of life. It's funny.
No, they're smart. I would not. I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I'm just goofing to goof. Good on them for like knowing, because I'm sure that's what people want. I mean, like think about like the days of Tumblr's like reign over characters like Nightwing and Red Hood and you know what I mean?
Here.
Like
it's still here.
It's still there. It's just on Webtoon now.
Yeah, it is, and Twitter and the pockets
that's
of
what
Twitter.
they want. that's what they want. And it's fine. You know, again,
Genius.
that's what you want. You now have your outlet to get it, and power to you. Happy for
Right.
you.
Right, happy for you. They did like a motion comic version, I think, of a couple of them too. I was just like, oh, this is so interesting to see, like, you know, when it comes to publishing your own comics, like, how will you go about doing it, you know? And it's like, oh, that's fun to think about.
Motion comics.
You can share it.
Motion comics rule. Did you ever watch? I don't know if this was like a fan thing or something that somebody made, but they did like a fan comic motion video of Ultimate Spider-Man, like when Miles gets. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
That came out years ago.
It was
it's like
around like 2011 kind of times. Like,
it's old now, but like I remember being like in high school watching that and being like, oh man, like motion comics are where it's at. Like this is what it should be, because they could just release this on like YouTube, you know, or whatever.
Right.
Weekly, but you know, I knew nothing about like networks and stuff back then, so like I get it now why like we cannot just have that. But yeah, I want easily accessible, you know. I could read one issue out of place and not feel like I missed anything.
Marvel.
Right.
Sorry. But yeah, no, that's true. I think I love that Ultimate Spider-Man motion comic, the one with like Peter dying, rest in peace.
Yeah, it's good, and it has like voice acting and stuff. It's awesome. Xander, it's a lot like some of the stuff you've posted. Like,
oh yeah,
in a way that I'm like, in a way that I'm like surprised you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Because when I see your stuff,
it
makes me think of like being in high school and watching that again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good sign, I guess. I need to see this. Like, I need to find it. Like, where
Yeah,
I'm
nostalgic AF. No, it's good, and like some of the stuff like you posted on like Twitter, Instagram, and stuff, of like cameraman getting ready for that. The project of the boatsman.
Yeah, Trench. Yeah, that was fun too.
I was like, my brain was like forcing out like a hard Dune.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's not Dune. Trench. And then you got some other stuff that you're working on as well.
Party Punk in Las Vegas and Bullet Boy. There's a bunch of like random stuff I'm like just throwing out there because I'm like, this is fun. This is what it should be fun. All of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
It's approachable and fun, and that's, you know, you're having fun. You know the difficulties of it, but like, man, you are killing it. Like, you just posting, and I'm eating up content. I mean, content from Xander Flicks has been pretty good as of late.
People on YouTube have no idea. What? Like, I haven't posted on YouTube in a minute, and I kind of try to let people know where I'm at, but they're like, are you alive? I'm like, yeah, I'm very alive. I'm posting stuff all the time, but it's just not.
Yeah, just get
here.
off my YouTube.
Right.
Yeah,
just click the
we
link.
know
right
what
there
they're.
and...
We know what they're waiting for.
We know what they want.
Oh, I know what they're waiting for. It's very clear, and honestly, like, I would love to return to do the next episode of this, like, in a motion comic or something to that degree, because
dude,
like
I think that's the move. I think honestly, I'm in my like personal belief, I think opening the doors with like a huge like, hey, this is it, this is big, huge kind of thing, and then transferring over to like a more accessible form of media like the motion comic, like, not, I don't want to say easier to make, but like,
sure, it's just more manageable for a small team to do.
Manageable for a small team. And like, just being like, I got the audience, I hooked them in, you know, now they're here for the story. Like,
Right.
the art style can stay exactly the same. There has to be no change to the art style at
And it
all.
can even look better, you know, because I find that I'm better suited for art instead of just particularly animation. You know, the compositing and adding the shadows, and that was a lot of work that, like, really honestly could have looked better if I just had more time to do it. But I was like, okay,
Yeah.
we got to get this out, you know. So
Yeah,
What's probably
and
just a lot more manageable, just editing wise, because like with animations, you gotta worry about all that kind of stuff, keeping it on model. If it's just like one
Yeah.
thing you're doing, like you're good for the most part. You just gotta
Your
do it
mo-
most.
Xander's model videos, Craig, I'm sure you've seen, are pretty dope.
I actually reference those models whenever I just draw anything. Like even for like stuff on this channel. Like I say mentally, I drew it once, but they were terrible. Have like models for everyone on the cast. And I'm just like, thank the Lord.
yeah, I want to make more stuff like that too. I think it's really fun, just like being like, hey, I think we're all kind of just figuring this shit out. Let's like just share the information, and like I might not do it right, you know, but here's what we got and here's where we are so far. I feel bad. I like was like, hey, this is episode 3 is coming, and then I like died, and then I never published it, so I feel bad.
But you've been honing your skills, working on other things, and I think it's honestly paying off in such a way that I like your audience is here. You know what I mean? Your audience is like you've gained such a following and such like honest fans. Like I think the quality of your fans is like so like we want like Xander content, and it's not just we want more episodes of you know what,
right?
But
it shall not be named. Yeah.
Yes,
I love it. I love it.
Who lived.
Yeah, the show who lived. It's like a really interesting place to be, and I've seen it like firsthand, obviously, like over the course of like a year or two now, just like observing like people that are observing my work, and some people are coming and going, and I'm finding that like it feels much more authentic, I think, if they're finding me and discovering something original I'm working on, instead of like just so to speak, like chasing me around, begging me for the one thing that like Cartoon Network just needs to make a new Ben 10 show. That's like where we're at right now.
Yeah.
They need to make a new Ben 10 show, because I'm like, I don't know if I can sustain myself on the fumes of people wanting more Ben 10, because like that's gonna fade away as soon as like something better comes around. You know what I mean? That I don't.
Yeah, as soon as they wise up and give people like a genuinely good Ben 10 show. Not saying that the reboot was bad. I didn't like it, but
it was something. It was out there, you know.
Yeah,
I think they did give people some stuff to look at.
I didn't like it, but I think that's what like fueled like you and me's our pages. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
it was instrumental.
The reboot is not enough. I want something more. And then like me with like even like the 3-second clip that I made. That it was, like you said, like instrumental in my page blowing up. The 3-second clip, because some people thought I was going to make something akin to the original series.
Right. And there were like dark times when Ben 10 like wasn't a thing for like a little while, when I was still making Ben 10 videos, and like Ben 10's like always been a part of like what I've done online, you know, and it's really just been like this fantastic playground, so to speak, to like to experiment with animated projects and stuff. Like the idea was always to make animated stuff, or make stuff that would just help me hone my craft, you know what I mean? That's really what it's always been. So people are surprised. They're like, "Oh, you like other things too?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I like other things. In fact, I like making my own stuff." It's just they don't understand, because I had to like double down on Ben 10 specifically.
Yeah, it's because nobody is coming straight for original content.
Right. They don't know what to look for. You know, it's hard to find.
No. It's hard to find something you enjoy. You know.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that I say about music. Like, I'm so comfortable just listening to the same songs that I've been enjoying over and over again because I don't want to have to like try and find new music. I don't want to have to like spend that time. It's almost like I'm lazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I don't want
Right.
to have to listen to new music.
I have to extend myself to get invested in something I don't already know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't sing along. I can't like my comfort show is Psych. I have watched
Oh my
Psych.
god, yo, I love Psych. Yes.
I've watched Psych like 10 times, like all the way through. I walked in on you like Arrowverse now in like starting it.
Yeah.
Like starting from the beginning because it now has so much content.
Right. Yeah,
And I was
Marvel's
like,
heading
that's
that way
insane.
too.
Yeah,
like all the TV shows.
I don't think I've been seeing a lot of stuff saying like the superhero like burnout or whatever. I don't know if
And
you
I
guys.
No, if I and I don't and I think I saw something similar. Go ahead, Craig.
No, I was gonna say I agree. I've heard something like this.
Yeah, it's like a thing, right? And I'm sitting here thinking, is that true? Like, is a superhero burnout? And I really think like I love Invincible. I think that's a great
Yeah.
show. I could watch 3 more seasons of that, no problem. I think people get exhausted not with superheroes, but just the format that they're trying to go for. It's just really exhausting to try and like, oh, you missed this, catch this, watch this. It's like, okay, there's way too much going on here. Even like with the new Spider-Man show that they've been like teasing to put out for forever, the Spider-Man MCU animated series. It's like
The
supposed
freshman
to be
year.
Freshman year. Like, can't that just be a standalone thing? No, it's a prequel to the continuity makes no sense. Like, there's just so many things that don't.
It's an alternate timeline. It's like a variant timeline thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, is it?
It's like Loki. You know, like
Okay.
Loki.
They don't have to do that. You know.
The events of Loki opened the door to like, holy shit, Daredevil's been in the MCU the whole time.
Right.
I'm playing. Y'all know I love Daredevil, but no, I
Yeah.
agree with Xander. Like when freshman year was announced, I was like, oh crap! I love the art style. Craig in post. I'm gonna put this in a video because I don't know the artist's name, but an artist like he has like a spectacular Spider-Man kind of style. You guys might see him on Instagram. If I don't know the name because it's something crazy. But like they're also working on this show and it's like nice. And it ties into MCU and you're like, oh, okay. So I shouldn't be excited.
But it doesn't tie into the overall MCU.
Like at first it was like
It's almost a standalone show, but if you haven't seen stuff from Marvel's cinematic universe, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like I really wanted it to just be like it's its own thing, animated show. Marvel's trying to, branch back into the animation world. We don't need Marvel synchronicity every time, but no, it's just doing whatever they do. I'm like, okay.
Because you'll at least need to have seen Daredevil, and you'll at least need to have seen Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Or like No Way Home, especially because God.
And then if you don't know what's going on in Homecoming and Civil War, then you gotta backtrack even further. You're like, wait, what's the context for this?
Yeah,
and that's something I really appreciated about. Something I've really appreciated about like DC is they've really kept those things separate, especially with James Gunn stepping in and being like, hey, this is all going to exist in its own kind of thing. And I really appreciate that because like the Marvel stuff is just killing me, man. I haven't watched a Marvel movie like in a long time. I think the last thing I saw was Love and Thunder and I was like, okay, well, I'm kind of tired of this. It's like a lot. So
I feel bad for you.
I'm appreciative of what James Gunn said about the animated stuff because he was like, it will like all be connected, like the video games and blah blah blah. And I was like, yes, while I do have a problem with the like interconnected stuff, think about what this will do for like the animation community, right? It'll bring
more exposure to it, yeah.
Yeah, and like I think that will aid in like Guillermo del Toro's like escapade on animation as a medium. It's not just like a thing for kids.
Animation is for kids. Oh god, I hate it.
So I think that'll be like really good, and like I'm thankful for that, but I am also thankful for the like It'll all just be separate. Like, we'll just be doing separate stuff too. Like, don't like.
It's called
don't think
Elseworlds though.
like he was like, there will be separate stuff on like Marvel, which is like all of it is fucking every goddamn thing they make is connected.
Everything.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really annoying.
But nope.
And like, I got tired of like everything Marvel made, even if it was separate, it was like always about like what was going on in theaters. So like during the end of the Infinity Saga or whatever, the cartoon had Thanos and he got the Infinity Stones. They fucking made Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 with a new studio, and it was a goddamn game about the Infinity Stones. Ugh, fucking Marvel vs. Capcom 4, whatever it was called. Infinity Stone game. I was like, stop! Stop! I was like, I
burned
get it. I get it.
Like, we know, okay? Top grossing movie at the time. We get it. Enjoy the money. Leave me alone. Damn!
Give me a different game. Just give me something else to enjoy besides Infinity Stone content.
And now we're gonna be getting Kang stuff, which admittedly, I love Kang, so I'm happy. But like, come on, that's cheap. Stop. I'm tired. Like, oh my life.
Well, no, it's all multiverse now. Everything is multiverse now.
Like,
I did appreciate like the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was saying like Marvel just can't let anything be. Like, if one thing's going on, it's like, okay, everything is gonna be this for the next 3 years, or you're fired. Like,
right. Like they had such a good thing going with like the Infinity Saga and stuff, and now they're like, well, we kind of got rid of Captain America and Iron Man, so like now we're kind of like just like
Thor's on his way out.
How to move ahead. Yeah, like we're trying to find our way ahead, but we want to bring those characters back for like these major events that they definitely are in the comics, you know. So it's just like, I don't know.
Moon Knight and Daredevil are cool.
They are.
I also did like She-Hulk. I will say that I did like She-Hulk. I watched
this man.
She-Hulk and enjoyed it.
I disagree with the fiery passion, but I love Daredevil and She-Hulk, so I'm gonna take that as a win. You know?
Yeah, I'm in the middle there. I watched just the Daredevil scenes on YouTube, so.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you need to
I'm a She-Hulk enjoyer. Flame me all y'all want. I don't care. I'm a She-Hulk enjoyer.
I'm like, I could go either way on it. I haven't seen enough of it to really, you know, put my 2 cents in. I think I'm fine with that. I heard there was enough people that liked it. There were a lot of people that didn't like it. I'm cool with it. It's fine.
I haven't seen all the shows, but it was like, I've seen enough to know what was going on in She-Hulk.
Yeah. To be fair, that show was super inconsequential, except for Daredevil. Let's go. Like, I liked bits of it. I mean, I was only there for Daredevil. I'm not gonna lie. After that the 8th week, I
knew he was gonna be in it, and I was like, when are they gonna do it? When is he gonna show up? But like, I enjoyed it.
I just wish.
I think every show has its flaws. I didn't like it. It wasn't a 10 out of 10, but you know, like I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed episode 8.
Shut up, Craig.
I tried. 8 weeks of my life. Oh man. Dang.
But yeah, Marvel and DC doing their thing. So back to, I guess, like people just really diving deep into the stuff that they're really familiar with and not really interested in jumping into anything new. It's a tough problem to solve, and like trying to figure out and like take notes from these big studios and big companies putting out these projects. It's like, how can I apply this to my own efforts? You know what I mean? It's just trying to take
how do I hook them?
Right. How do I make them like? How do I make this as approachable as possible?
Please don't take off my mask. Revealing.
Talk about that a lot with some of my friends. I'm like, that are working on their own projects. It's like making it for you is like a really great thing.
Yeah.
And that's like the most important part. But then you're like, there's this other part of it. It's like you have to think about it from someone else's perspective and like how they're gonna discover it and get into it. And it's just an ongoing situation to figure that out.
You're also trying not to burn yourself out on like, yes, I am making this for me, but at the end of the day, is this going to make me money?
Well, there's that 100% as well, right? It's like I want to make sure the comic is good, but it's taking me a year to make sure it's working out. You know, so it's like, when's my deadline? If I'm if I'm holding myself accountable as if like I'm my own boss in this scenario, it's really tough.
Yeah. Is making it as content making me happy?
Right. And to be fair, and like I think I've said this other places too, like on Twitter and stuff. Like I fully intend to like try and make Xanderflix or whatever my YouTube channel is like into something that I could share all these original projects on, and hopefully people would like be like, oh man, he stopped making the Ben 10 stuff. I'm not into his original stuff, so I'm gonna go hang out over here. But like he's doing that now, and that I would love for that to be the conversation. You know what I mean? If there is anything going on.
Transition. I mean, we'd love that'd be sick, honestly.
I'm here for original content my friends make. Even if
the Omnitrix stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff is so fun. Like it's like, and honestly, like you could do a little bit of both. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's tricky. You know, YouTube's so finicky.
In one only thing, you're just like, I have other stuff, guys. Please.
Right.
I mean, don't leave me though. Here's more Omnitrix, but like
exactly,
you know.
And that's what it was for such a long time. And then I really doubled down on Ben 10 and like absolutely enjoyed the hell out of it. I mean, it was so much fun. But then you're like, hang on a second, like, what does the next 5 years of my life look like? Do I want to do other things too? Like, let me try that out, you know? So
yeah. Do I want to wake up every day and be like, well, time to get back to work on my Ben 10 project?
Right.
That I worked on yesterday and the day before that. I'm gonna work on it tomorrow and the day after that.
Once you get into the, and I had a small taste of like working with brand deals and stuff like that. Like once you get the deadlines on the videos and you get the sponsorships, and you're like, this is turning into a job. And I'm like, at that point you have to decide, do you want to do that on someone else's property? Like I don't own Ben 10, and like it kind of becomes a tricky thing. Is like, do I double down on this as being like a job, because then that could be like a problem in the future? You know what I mean? It's not like my thing, like, you know, so it's tough.
It doesn't belong to you, so you're just kind of like, and I'm running around using their like characters, like iconic, like you did a scene in one of the episodes where Ben in his thought, spoiler alert, Ben one last time, where Ben in his head kills someone,
right, straight up,
but you show it, so it's like people going like, well, we've never seen this in Ben 10, like this is like defamation of the character and blah 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 blah.
I got to eat my cake. I got to like eat my cake and like, you know, have it too. Like it was pretty fun with that, because I was like, oh, it's just in his head, like it's what he wanted to do, you know what I mean? So it's like, not
just
literal.
Wanted to do it, and the reaction, I watched, you know, some of the reaction videos, they were, you know, hilarious. Like
they were cracking me up.
Oh my god, like I saw one of these two guys and they lost it. It was so funny to me.
But that's like why you do it, you know what I mean? You just love seeing the reaction to that kind of thing. It's awesome.
Yeah, and especially, you know, it becomes one of those things. I love fan animations, you know, as much as the next guy. I love Ben One Last Time. They did the Dragon Ball Legend film not too long ago. That is incredible. I talked to the head of their studio on Twitter. I think they're like Mystery Meat or something like that.
Something like that. Craig, put it up on post.
I got a chance to talk to him about like it over DMs, and he's such like a good guy and stuff, and he put so much heart into it, and those things become like such like I want to show this to my friends who also enjoy it. Double-edged sword at the end of the day. You know, I don't want to say that he's not content making Dragon Ball content, because, you know, that, but like I think that does go back into what you were saying. Like, do I want this to be the next 5 years of my life? Dragon Ball Legend was the last 4+ years of this guy's life.
Right.
And now that it's out, I see people going, what's the next one?
Right. And it's like, and I'm at that point right now too. Like I can totally relate with that, where like I'm posting anything other than Ben 10 and people are like, yo, this is great, but like, where's the thing though? Like, where's more Ben 10?
Where's
like,
the next? Where's the next
and
part?
It's been
of
going
the
on,
next
and it's like
part?
every single day for like a year and a half. You know what I mean? You think that like you'd start to go, okay, well this guy's trying other stuff, and I'd stop.
Yeah.
Every single post, it's like, okay, guys, like, come on.
And
like,
it's the same people. It's the same people. Like, you might not like realize it at first, but like after a couple of times, you start like remembering names. You're like, you're still here. Asking.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
And it's like no disrespect to anybody being a fan of anything. There's literally
Not at all.
no.
I love it.
I'm a fan of things. I understand the desire to be like, oh well, I want more of this.
Yeah.
But as we said earlier, just go back and rewatch what they already gave you.
Right.
Stop yearning for new content of something that you've seen before. It's already there. There's so much Ben 10 for you to watch already. There's Ben 10, Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, Omniverse, the reboot, if that's your speed, the live action movies, the 3D CGI, the games.
And hopefully, the proposition of like an original content creator is to be like, hey, especially like someone that's like doing like maybe what you and I are doing, or anyone that's kind of been inspired by all these things, is like, hey, I want to give you something new that I think you might like because I like this other stuff and it inspired me to make this kind of thing. Like that's hopefully the kind of place it comes from, So
exactly. Like I hope you see I hope you enjoy and see like the reasons that I love Ben 10 in my work.
Yes,
like,
exactly. Yeah, 100%.
The things that hooked me as a kid into Ben 10 are, and I think new content sure is hard to get into for adults, but imagine finding something new with your kid, right? That's what like my dad did with like a lot of animated stuff that I know my dad really enjoys, like Regular Show. You know what I mean? Regular Show wasn't around when my dad was a kid, but then one day when I was in how old was I when Regular Show? I'm talking like the very beginning of Regular Show, like the hot dog episode. My dad walked in on the hot dog episode and he sat down and he watched it with me because he was like, this is so funny.
Yeah, the Ducks one is awesome too, like the karate chopping ducks.
I love the Baby Ducks episode. The whole like anthology of the Baby Ducks is like incredible. I wanted to take, and it does go into a little bit of like the Regular Show was like a week to week, but the network, Cartoon Network, was like, what if it had continuity and ended it like Adventure Time and stuff? Like, oh, Adventure Time is just random weekly adventures. That's all it has to be. Like, and Regular Show is random, as random as it gets, I think. But I wanted to later when I was like in college, I wanted to like take the last episode of the Baby Ducks, all of them, get the script and give it to somebody who has not watched a singular episode of Regular Show, like one of like my professors. I wanted to do that so badly and be like, what is your thoughts on this from like an outsider's perspective?
Right.
I never got the chance to do it, but like I think about it to the day. I need to go back and see if that professor's even there, because like now I can. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now I can. I'm not like a weird student anymore. If I never see him again, then if the reaction's bad, then boom, he never sees me again.
Right, you vanish.
What are you making me read about these baby ducks transforming into like a fucking giant robot that slices the moon in half?
Dev, are you okay? Do you need help? You need someone to talk to, buddy? Because I don't know what this
there's like a little anime intro. Like, how do you describe that to somebody?
Right.
Like, what is this about? Oh, like, I love the videos that is like what a episode of Regular Show is about. Like, it's like Mordecai and Rigby mow the lawn, and then like Benson turns around and looks outside, and like biblically accurate angels are like coming down to like destroy the earth, but they're specifically coming down to the park because of something Mordecai and Rigby did.
It's honestly such a good show. It's like very monster of the week. Like it always escalates to like some insane degree. You're like, okay,
Dude,
this is hilarious.
the rock paper scissors episode.
Yeah,
I think that was the
that's the
pilot.
first episode. Yeah.
Yeah, the pilot was the rock paper scissors episode where they
And
just
like the
taught.
hand boning.
Yes, yes. He just, just found a little piano like outside, and whatever we sing on the piano comes to fruition. So we accidentally send Skips to the moon, and now we have to go rescue him.
Oh my god. Or like Skip's birthday episode. Like that was the lore and just so stupid.
Like, you have cake.
Just,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
And then
come
they're
on,
like,
not even
you're like
eating
eating it.
rubbing it all over themselves.
And she's like, go away. And you see like that stupid little fairy parents rattle them away. Like, bruh.
Yeah, no, regular show is golden. I didn't know for like my entire childhood and until I was like, I guess like a later teen, early adult, whatever, that Mark Hamill was Skips.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Casual.
And then like they said it and I was like, what? That's, go turn around. I was like, Mark Hamill wasn't just Luke Skywalker.
Right. Same type of reaction when you learn that he was
The Joker.
You're like,
The
wait.
Joker.
Yeah.
It's like, wait,
I
what?
think also going on that, I think his answer, we'll probably never get to hear him as the Joker again.
Where have you been searching all along?
I could see
Yeah.
him doing it in like 5 years as like a trip down memory lane, like for like a cameo or something, but like never.
Yeah,
like, full role.
if the Joker is not like, I think like the main aspect of the movie, and neither is Batman,
Mm.
and they're like saying like, you know, because there's plenty of DC animated films that neither of them have to be in, but they both are in per se, like a flashback, and it's like him as the Joker, because he said like he wouldn't do it if Kevin Conroy's wasn't going to be Batman. But
Right.
what if there's no Batman in the film at all?
Right.
I'm pretty sure Mark retired his Joker voice. Like, officially. I'm not sure if that's true. I've heard it somewhere. Like, from
Yeah, I
somebody
think
I
he said-
know. But,
Yeah, I think he said that there was like no point in him continuing without his Batman kind of thing, and I really I respect that, you know.
I do too. I completely agree. If they did it, I think he would have like, you know, his reason for doing it, but I respect, you know, not hearing it again. You know,
Yeah, like,
It's
like I
not
said,
like-
I think that if
it's
he
not
does
like,
it, if you
what are you doing? You're missing out on so much money, Mark Hamill. It's like, no,
Yeah.
he lost one of his greatest friends, and you know, a voice. You know.
Yeah, they bounce off each other so much. That's kind of like part of the gig, you know what I mean? And like, it's not like he's like wanting for money. You know, he's fine. He's good. He's just like, this is fun. You know what I mean? I think he really just enjoyed doing it. You know what I mean?
And-
at a certain point.
Joker has said it in, you know, various projects, but hearing Joker go and say like, there is no Joker without the Batman, and you know, going back on that, it's like, well, there's no Mark Hamill's Joker without Kevin Conroy's Batman. They were truly destined to do this dance forever.
Yeah, beautiful.
And that's so crazy to think about it, because we had Mark Hamill's Joker just as long as we had Kevin Conroy's Batman.
Right. No, it's true. It's pretty crazy.
So
Bringing it back around to Batman Beyond, I absolutely love Return of the Joker. You know, it's like not as like jaw-droppingly insane after like the millionth time you've watched it, but I still love that movie so much. You know what I mean? It's great.
what a unique take on, you know, because at that time, again, we didn't have characters like Red Robin, you know, what Tim Drake
Yeah.
so they like didn't know what to do, so they were like, what if we made Tim Drake this future Joker?
Yeah, sleeper Joker, if you will.
Yeah, sleeper Joker. That's kind of cool.
good name.
Yeah, kind of a cool concept. And again, like that is, you know, I watched it again recently, of course, and it's like, oh, this is like what a movie could look like, but it's also like really baked into the show lore. Like it couldn't really stand alone that well. Like it's just a long episode of the show.
Yeah, no, completely. I completely get that. Going back to what we started talking about on this episode, I would love a Batman Beyond, like, movie. It could be about Blight or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it could be a movie about Blight. Yeah.
It'd be great. Killed his dad, did all the
Maybe-
stuff, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Do the thing.
Yeah, they'd have to have an excuse to bring everyone into the fray a little bit. You know, like get Shriek, get
Ink.
or Shriek, yeah, and then get Ink. I was about to say Ink.
You
So
gotta
many good
get-
villains. There's so many good ones in there.
We can't do Terry McGinnis as Man-Bat. That's just too out of pocket, I think.
Terrifying. That's horrifying.
Yeah, that was
That
rough.
episode always. Ooh, no, I can't.
Can
Well,
we get Old Man Bane?
Hell.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh
Yes.
no, he's dead.
Let's throw him in there. He's just a guy in a chair kind of thing.
Yeah, like oh, it's Bane. Cut away. Yeah.
Terry's like he's doing the thing where he like was like cut the camera.
It's like, yeah, this isn't funny. Okay, yeah.
This is kind
It's a Family Guy cutaway, and it's just Bane. sitting in a
yeah.
chair.
You can see him like slowly walk back, closing the door, just like I'ma just so yeah.
I
This
wasn't prepared for this part.
yeah, you broke Batman's back, but at what cost? I'm leaving. See you later.
Yeah,
Remember
now
Bane,
Batman.
it's him now.
Yeah, Batman can at least talk and form thoughts and walk around and has a life.
And can eat food on his own. Nah, I'ma stop.
Even-
I'ma stop. That's enough blasphemy. I'ma stop.
Well, speaking of enough blasphemy, I'm gonna have to call time. It's the end of the episode.
Damn.
Guys, it's been a blast.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
Bro, it's sick having you.
Yeah, I so super enjoyed this. Like, really kick back. There was no screaming and yelling at each other on this episode. We should we should probably do something like this a little more often.
Maybe we should try to get everyone to stop screaming constantly.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching this.
Yeah.
I'll have to come on again. I'm gonna self-invite myself when there's more people. Oops. When there's more people in the chat, you guys were awesome to talk to. Though this has been a lot of fun.
I'm so glad that you enjoyed and you came, and we would be so honored to have you back. But where can we find you? What are your socials? Where we've talked a lot about them, but what are they?
Yeah, you can go park yourselves at my YouTube channel when I upload an update video at some point. Xanderflix and Xanderflix on Instagram and Xander Arnott on Twitter.
We'll drop those if you're watching the video, it'll say it across the screen, and if you're looking at the description, it'll be there too, as well as links to me and Craig's socials. We hope to see you guys soon, and thanks for stopping by.
See ya.
Please don't take all